Good afternoon. My name is Victoria. I'm a country manager for ServerCore in Kenya. Today we'll talk on how SACCOs can use the power of hybrid cloud strategies to achieve optimal performance, scalability, and cost effectiveness. The approach that not only increases efficiency and service delivery, but also ensures financial benefits without sacrificing security. At ServerCore, being an international premium infrastructure provider with a local availability zone in Kenya, we understand the unique challenges and requirements of integrating such technologies in the regional context. More than 60% of the world organizations use hybrid IT infrastructure. Typically, companies that have already invested significant resources in developing local IT infrastructure choose a hybrid strategy when it no longer meets all their business needs. It's common for companies to test products in a cloud provider's environment while keeping key business processes on their own infrastructure. This approach allows businesses to significantly reduce time to market with minimal investment. It's much easier to turn to a provider than to invest in their own equipment, which currently may require waiting for it to be delivered for several months. For comparison, in ServerCore Cloud, allocating the necessary resources takes just a couple of minutes. If the tested project takes off, the infrastructure can then be maintained in the cloud, or additional servers can be purchased for the company's own data center, or something else. If the product does not find demand, virtual machines can simply be shut down and the project forgotten, thereby saving the company money that would otherwise have been needed for investment in its own infrastructure. So what is hybrid infrastructure? It is the integration of infrastructure elements of different natures into one system. A classic example is the combination of dedicated and cloud servers within a single provider. However, there are other variations of the hybrid. For example, dedicated servers might be hosted on premises, while cloud servers are with the provider. Variations also include hosting with different providers, for example, in the case of cloud infrastructure. Despite having a singular cloud nature, the company will deal with a hybrid of resource management control panels. Often, a hybrid infrastructure is perceived as a complex, expensive, and labor-intensive system to maintain. However, this is not always the case. Modern providers offer solutions increasingly simple to implement and support. But the more complex a system is, the more points of failure it has. However, this does not mean that hybrid infrastructure cannot be secure and fault-tolerant. The concept of infrastructure security is broader than just protection from external threats. It also includes physical security, fault tolerance. Providers guarantee protection and correct functioning of equipment within their network. Fault tolerance and information security are key focus areas for infrastructure providers. Hence, they invest in the development of technologies, approaches, and of course, personnel. On the information security front, defenses against digital threats are robust, featuring certified security measures and advanced technologies. Another important point in hybrid infrastructure is costs. Using only dedicated or only cloud servers isn't always the most economical choice. A better solution can be to distribute services across platforms based on their needs. For example, run high-load systems on physical servers and those requiring more flexibility or less resource-intensive on the cloud. In object storage and cloud servers, you're built on a pay-as-you-go model. You only pay for the resources you use. If your virtual machines are suspended, you are only charged for the disk space. This is beneficial for services with variable loads or underutilized CPUs. Savings can also be made by hosting less demanding services on cost-effective lines of dedicated servers, suitable for data storage. Dedicated and cloud server clients have access to various backup solutions. Using this can secure client and corporate data from loss and save on renting infrastructure specifically for backups. Let's have a look at two examples. Imagine a SACCO in rural Kenya facing challenges in growing its services and including more people financially. To tackle this, they could look into hybrid cloud solutions, blending their existing systems with internet-based services. Here's how it could work. Firstly, they could set up a private cloud for handling really important stuff, like keeping financial records safe and secure. Then they could use a public cloud for things that aren't as sensitive, like customer service tools or mobile banking apps. This would make it easier for members to access services and for SACCOs to grow. And of course, they'd still keep some things on their own computers that are on premises part, especially for really urgent tasks that can't wait for the internet. By mixing all these together, they could make their SACCO more efficient and reach more people, even in remote areas. Or another example. Imagine a SACCO in Nairobi. It's well established, but its old computer systems are struggling to keep up with all the loan applications and member requests. They want to make things better without risking people's personal data or breaking any laws. So they decided to mix things up a bit, to keep some of the information tasks on their own computers. That's the on-premise part, for extra safety and for speed, of course, but for other things, like letting members check their accounts online or applying for loans, they use the internet. That's the public cloud. And the super important tasks, like handling big loans or keeping everything safe and private, they use a special kind of internet, that's the private cloud. By doing this, they can handle more requests faster and keep everyone happy without worrying about security or speed. To sum it up, SACCOs can really benefit from mixing and matching their IT systems. This hybrid approach helps them more efficiently grow as needed and keep their data safe, all while keeping costs down. They don't have to spend a lot upfront on new equipment because they can use a mix of their own computers and the internet. Plus, they only pay for what they use, which can change depending on how busy they are. This setup also gives them access to the latest security features and helps them follow all the rules in the financial world. By using this mix of old and new tech, SACCOs can keep serving their members well, no matter where they are, and stay ahead of the game in the industry. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.